Hi guys, it's B. Scott here. Welcome to another episode of Ride Along. We've got Bman.
What up?
We've got Brady.
Yankees suck.
Thank you. The Yankees lose. Inside joke, troublemaker.
Whoop, whoop.
And what you are looking at, you're probably like, what the fuck is that? That, my friends, is Screamers.
Well, it will be in about a week.
Well, no, it is. And that is a haunted attraction that takes place usually at Exhibition Place in Toronto, but this year it's here in Vaughan Auto Chains Park, I think it's called. Interchange Park, whatever the fuck they call it. Thank you.
It's near the Dave & Buster's. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, okay, let's just say that. So yeah, let's take a drive around. So we're actually doing an exclusive thing for you. We're going to be driving around this, and then we're going to be heading to Hillcrest Mall to see haunted hallways.
And keep an eye out for my Screamers vlog coming in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Can't really see much from this angle, but yeah, there's quite a bit going on in there.
Yeah. I guess we can start talking.
And you're going the wrong way.
What?
You're going the wrong way, I think. Oh, no, you're not.
I'm doing a circle.
Okay.
So this past week, B-Man the Champ and I went to Halloween Haunt. If you've
Oh,
seen our
God,
videos,
don't get me started on that.
I don't even think we can go around, but anyways.
Yeah, you can't really see much.
Sorry, folks, this is kind of... we could have gone out to the road. Hold on. Hopefully, security's not watching us. What the fuck? Are they trying to break into Screamers or some shit?
Try to get early exclusive access.
But yeah, no, so we went to Halloween Haunt last week. That's why there was no ride-along, by the way.
Yeah.
And yeah, like what a lot of the... Are we even able to go right?
I think so.
Does it have a stop sign? Yes. Like a lot of the critics are saying, it was not that good. So there were no haunted houses. There were only scare zones. And the scare zones were okay. The best one was probably, what was it called? Farmstead?
There you go. You
Farmstead. That's what all the critics are saying too. But everything else was kind of juvenile, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, it was all more or less the same stuff, honestly. I mean, there was a few new locations and whatnot, but other than that, it wasn't great. And actually, to bounce off of that, if you don't mind, B. Scott, we've actually got somebody who used to work at Halloween Haunt in this car.
Oh, yeah?
Isn't that right, Trouble?
Yeah.
What was that like, anyway? Like, I know it was a while ago. What 2013 was it?
Yeah, I ran 2008 and 2013. It was like...
I guess let's head to our next
one of my favorite jobs I've ever had, you know?
Yeah, I've always wanted to work it myself, but I never had the time.
Here's an opportunity for me to basically do something that I absolutely love. I would have done it for free, but there's a paycheck attached to it? Even better.
Yeah, really.
Is Hillcrest Mall at Yonge and Highway 7?
No, it's at Yonge Street and 60th.
So that's north of there, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll just take Highway 7 across. Sorry, I'm just trying to...
So, Trouble, I was wondering, like, I've never had a chance to look at it from, like, the scare actor's perspective. Like, okay, for example, what's going through your mind when you, like, do you have to try and get into character when you're doing it, or is it just like you just go and you just try and scare people?
Yeah, there's a little bit of development of, like, trying to adapt into character, especially when I was in 2013, because I got to be an atmosphere performer. So at this rate, I'm gonna see way more faces because they have to walk through your scare zone and go to their haunted house. So I got some tips and tricks from some other employees, like on how to do a simple, how to scare people, like in a simple manner. Like, for example.
Sorry, I don't know if we should get into that because some scare actors might watch this. They might get a little upset that you're giving away some of the tricks of the trade.
That's what I said actually a bit earlier.
Yeah, that's why I brought it up. Like, I'd love to hear some of this stuff off camera, but I think on camera, I don't think we should talk about that too much. But one thing I did want to ask you though is because guys like myself and Beast Guy, like we don't get scared all that easily. But when you see guys like us and we don't get scared, does that like discourage you at all, or you just like, I'll just get somebody else. It's no biggie.
Usually my brain's really wired on like Red Bull and Monster, so if I don't get you, like I get excited to try to get the next person.
To be fair though, this year, I don't know about your year, Daniel, they were mainly targeting young girls. They were not freaking targeting guys like us. But when I went to places like Haunt Manor and also Bigamans, they were targeting everybody. They weren't just targeting the young girls. So I don't know. Were you told that back then as well? And I also have another question after, unless you have more, Bman. I'm sorry.
I might, yeah. Just go ahead with yours.
Yeah, so that's my question. Were you told anything about targeting a certain audience when you were there?
I wasn't necessarily told to target a specific audience.
Okay.
I was told that tinier, like for majority of tinier females,
Yeah.
they do run scared and they are the easier victims per se.
Yeah.
So like in order to really get the thrill from seeing someone get scared, you kind of feed off and build off of their fear.
Yeah.
So I kind of like I'll scare them and like they'll give me like experience points, to like jump up and go scare the next person or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's all a matter, at least in my head, like it's all a matter of like just knowing your surroundings and kind of seeing where someone's coming from. And if you have the hunch they don't really see you but they are running scared, give it your best effort to jump scare them and just see them jump. There are some very tall, strapping men that walk through, and they definitely do jump and get scared too. Like that outer image is just an outer image. Honestly, there's like a scared little person inside. Like.
Okay.
Interesting.
So I guess for my second question, if that's okay. So you said you played a character, right?
Yeah.
Were you told, hey, you're playing Simon the Skeleton? Or like, was it just, hey, you're playing a random monster, here you go? Was there, I guess to make it easier, was there like a creative person who basically said, this is your character's name, this is the backstory, blah, 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 blah?
No backstory whatsoever. They gave you an outfit and you kind of created it on your own.
Oh, so they didn't say, you're Simon the Skeleton today, Daniel, kind of thing.
Yeah, no.
Was it a random outfit?
No. So in 2013, I got the I was Death. I was the Reaper.
Okay.
And not to get overly technical, but I was like living out like a childhood fantasy.
Did you get to pick that outfit though?
No. It was like manifested. Like they gave it to me.
Oh, okay. So you don't get to choose; they choose for you.
Yeah, I think they judge it off of your height, size, and weight.
Okay.
Yeah. So, like, this outfit will probably fit you better and whatnot. Honestly, the first couple of hours, it's really hard to move in those motherfuckers, guy.
Really? Yeah.
Because these outfits are a little heavy, like, sometimes the Velcro can come undone, like, yeah, like, you really got to, you always got to be watching your outfit, because, and sometimes if you might even have, like, oversized shoes.
Really?
Yeah,
wow.
So you just got to be a little careful with that. Obviously, you wear your running shoes or whatever inside the oversized shoes, right? But
Even still, yeah, I can imagine it must not be too easy when you're first trying to get used to the costume. I can only imagine, like, those guys that have to walk on those stilts. That's got to be like hella hard.
yeah, that's mad talent. But that's why there's like little of them, because only a few people that can actually pull that off.
Yeah, I would assume they actually ask beforehand, do you know if you can walk on stilts?
Yeah, I ain't walking on no stilts.
Yeah, I hear you. So one of the last things I wanted to ask you was, when you worked there, were there like days where you just like, oh man, this crowd, like the people that come through, nobody's getting scared. This is kind of like wearing on me a little bit, because it's just like I'm trying my best, but nobody's really getting all that scared. Did it like any of the days where you just like discouraged by it, or were you just like, screw it, it's no biggie?
No, there was a couple of days that I was discouraged for sure. And you know what it is? It's because like you're literally for 4.5 hours. You're straining your voice. You know, you're trying to see through the thick fog as well.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. Yeah.
So, and you're out there in the cold.
Oh fuck yeah.
You know, and you always have to be entertaining and doing something, because these people come to see you perform, and you happen to be an outside actor. So, yeah, there were days that, you know, there were a couple of days that I got frustrated. Like, you know, you got these like wannabe gangsters like just come up in your face, like pretend like they're trying to start a fight with you or something. Like don't come here with that energy, bro. No.
No, I gotta say, that's like one of the least things I would be looking forward to if I was working there.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
It's the teenagers who are trying to like impress their friends by doing stupid shit.
Yeah, I know.
That's one of the biggest risks of that job, obviously. Over the years, that's one of the reasons that was probably a decline in staffing, because some people didn't want to come back to that environment.
I can't say I blame them. I think, I don't know if I want to go too into detail about it, but I think I remember you telling me a story about one of your coworkers got assaulted one year or something.
Well, when I went as a guest, my very first time there, and I was only in there for 2.5, 3 hours, right?
Yeah.
I went to the Ozzy Osbourne house, and like.
Oh, this was back when it was Fear Fest?
Yeah, in 07. And they had to stop the walkthrough of the maze because somebody like beat up an actor.
Oh fuck!
And she was walking out with like real blood and.
Oh fuck!
Yeah, it gets really ridiculous, because keep in mind, like, my opinion about that whole thing is like, this is an event at night. People like to go a little overly intoxicated at night, and kind of just lose their minds, man. You know.
Yeah, and that's I gotta say I hate that. Like I personally sometimes like. I think it's kind of like, especially this year, I understand why there wasn't as many things to do because of the whole. Well, I don't even have to say it really, but
don't say it because they'll ban you.
No kidding. Anyway, so
I watched the video. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. The other day of this guy, he was talking about it. He kept on saying the thing. And then about the thing, he kept saying the jab.
Yeah. So like this year honestly was far lower quality than years past. Again, I get why, but I like, even if I was bored out of my mind, I'm not gonna go fuck around with the actors. Like, I'm not gonna be a total. Even when I was a teenager, like, if I'd gone to one of these things, I probably wouldn't be fucking with you, because that's like, they're trying to entertain you. Why the fuck are you gonna punch them, or assault them? That's stupid. And I don't know, Trouble, if you saw this, but I think you talked about it, B-Skit. Somebody was like running up to that sink to jerk and pressing the button.
Oh yeah, no. So like, again, it was a lot of punk kids.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, they just kept doing that. And you know what? He even got sick of it. Like, it's a lot of young punk kids.
Yeah, he was just standing behind the chair the whole time.
And then, yeah, no, it's sad that these kids do that.
Yeah, that's fucking retarded.
What are you gonna do though? They're kids. You can't really.
I wish somebody would fucking discipline them.
That's why the parents need to do it.
You know what? I'm not even. I got a lot of stuff to say about that, but I'm not even gonna go there.
Sounds like I'm at work.
I got a lot of stuff to say about that, but I'm not gonna go there on camera.
It's all good. So yeah, so let's get back to the topic at hand. I think you were asking more questions.
Oh yeah, well he more or less answered it. Yeah. one person I was asking him about like if he got discouraged in the past, like, because I can see where, like, for me personally, like I said, I've never been on the other side of that. I've always been on the side of the person going there to get scared, and a lot of times I've been bored because it's just like, it's not that scary, but then again, that's the kind of person I am. But I was asking, like, the other side of that, does that get discouraging for a scare actor? You see tons of people going through and nobody's getting scared. You're like, well, what the heck's going on here, you know? That's what I was wondering.
Definitely, from my perspective, it's just there's too much bodies going through at once.
Yeah.
So it's actually really hard to even set up a scare in some instances.
Right.
So the cool thing is, like, you will not go one night with not scaring at least one person.
Oh yeah, well that's the numbers for you.
You know.
Yeah.
But, in the other cases, again, you just gotta like, don't let it get you totally down. It's a job literally to have fun, because in the training they say our customers come here, 1, to get scared, and 2, to have fun. So be entertaining to them and with them. And that's literally what I did. You know, it was you have to quickly think on your feet, because, like, there's no, like, you don't go to acting school to learn how to scare. You know, you honestly just learn it on the spot, and, like, you won't be a pro your first day, like, just like anywhere else.
A lot of but from what I read online, a lot of the people that work there are acting students. That's who they want, are people who are in acting school. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I read online, like, when I wanted to apply. Like, they'd rather have you have that experience.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's probably like
So you have a bit more experience. But now, he made a valid point, Daniel, and this also happened last Friday. There were too many people going through at once, which is absolutely right. Especially because now...
You want to go right here?
Sorry?
Or left here?
Is it left? Okay.
Yeah.
They have scare zones. They don't have the houses anymore. Is this a left turn?
No, it's the next one.
Yeah, it's because now they don't have the the haunted houses anymore. So now they have the scare zones, which are literally 2 seconds and everyone can walk through, and you can't really set up for a scare. So something that I like that they've done because of the you know what, and you saw this last year at Haunt Manor, Bman, they only let certain people in within a certain amount of time. So that gives the actors a lot more time to set up. You're socially distanced. So I think that they should continue that with haunted houses, so then the actors can actually get set up. I think that's one of the, if any, benefits of this whole you know what.
Right, but with a big outdoor open area like Canada's Wonderland, that's not exactly going to be easy.
No, but hold on.
And if they had the mazes, it would have been really bad. Like, they could only allow, like you said, only. And I'm not entirely sure on this. I have to double check with John, but I think they were doing that in 2019 too at Haunt Manor.
Well, I agree with that, because you know what? At least then everyone gets a good experience.
That's true, but at the same time, you know, it because let me give you a good example. Trouble, you might remember this. The first time we did Horror Hallways, they only let in one group at a time, which is fine, no problem. But you were waiting. We were literally maybe 10 people back, and we were waiting like a good hour to get in.
No, I know. It's very difficult.
It's a balancing thing, I
pros
find.
And cons.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
But I personally think they should let these places stay open later then, so then everyone can get through. I know, again, it's difficult, but you know.
I agree with you. Like, I wish these places would stay open later too.
Yes.
You know, to accommodate, you know, people that get off work later.
Yes.
Just saying.
It's like going to Service Ontario. Like, if you work a 9 to 5 job, they actually close at 4. Well, then I can't go. Like, you need to stay open a bit later. Like, it's like with banks, you know? Like, they're so inconvenient.
Yeah, that's for sure. Like, look at Horror Hallways
Right.
right now. They're only open till 11. Which, you know, if they were open till midnight, I don't know if we'd make it anyway. But
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I'm under the impression because it's in like a residential neighborhood now.
Yeah.
They have to watch their noise.
Oh, is that what they said?
No, I'm just like, because the.
Is this Hillcrest?
Yeah.
So go left or go straight?
You can go straight and then turn to the left at the next lights too.
Okay, cool.
As far as horror hallways, last location, that was like off the highway in the middle of almost, not the nowhere, but like a little more secluded. So,
And it was inside a racetrack.
Yeah, so like they had a lot more limitations to run like midnight or whatever. But here, like, look at this. This is like, you have people living over there. You have my cousin lives across the street. I think this is set up next to a church.
Oh my, wow.
wow, you talk about what do you
So
call
it's behind
it?
the home sense.
Contrast.
Yeah. So it's gonna be interesting. I feel like when I go, I might run into a couple of homies that live in the neighborhood here.
Nice.
Yeah, whenever that's gonna be, because I mean, I guess you can go weekends, but I don't know when I'm gonna get a chance to go, if ever.
Go on Friday. Oh yeah, true. We got this.
Exactly, that too.
Hey, guess what? I think this is a ride along first. We didn't talk about wrestling yet.
Yeah, I do want to lightly touch on
Let's
Extreme
get into
Rules.
wrestling. See, look, I'm sitting to mention it. Anyways, go ahead. I'm kidding.
Well, unless Daniel has anything more wants to say about his experience.
Yeah, actually, I was just gonna say, like, it was a lot of fun. In the future, I do want to do it again. You know what I mean? And I got to start off in 2008 at Clowns at Midnight. Shout out to that maze, because the maze doesn't exist anymore.
No, it's just the bumper cars, yeah.
And then 2013, I got to live out. Like, when I mentioned a fantasy of mine, it correlates with my hip hop and rap, because at one point I was like playing this like Reaper character, which by the way, I mentioned in one of the freestyles on the latest mixtape, Before My Computer Dies mixtape. It just came out today. Go listen to it.
Oh yeah, you said you were gonna plug that, weren't you, Beast Guy?
Yeah, but he just did it.
Yeah.
He's on his TO shit.
It's actually funny, Trouble, because like if you weren't working at where you are now, you'd probably be wanting to do this thing. Am I right?
Mm-hmm. Bro, I think I would try to apply to all three places one day a weekend.
Yeah.
Be like Halloween Hot Friday,
Is that
Screamer
it with the
Saturday,
white tent? I
Haunted
think so.
Hayride,
Possibly.
this
Yeah.
thing Sunday.
I think that's Horror Hallways.
It should be like a thing. Yeah, I see the sign right there.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be like they
said
set up
it was
like
a built-in house. I guess it's not.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be like a couple of trucks or something you just go through.
I don't know what the hell is that they took over. I wonder.
You see that porta potty? That's part of it, I guarantee.
Yeah.
Yeah, possibly.
That's probably the exit to Horror Hallways right there.
I wonder what they took over in
Who knows?
there.
See, I was under the impression it would be like just kind of almost in a way like how Screamers is set up now.
Yeah.
It would just be like a bit like an actual hallway they would just build.
Yeah, well, that's what it looks like. An abandoned house, but I guess not.
Apparently not.
Anyways, should we talk about wrestling?
Well, who actually saw Extreme Rules? Anybody?
Who actually paid attention? not me and Brady and Bradshaw and Eli. Well, actually, shout out to Scatterboy because he passed out in his room. And no, he did. He actually went in his room.
He pulled the Dougie.
So Bradshaw and I were just talking and joking around with each other, and Brady was just sitting there, and then we nearly got into a fight, right, Brady? Me and Bradshaw were like fighting. So it was funny. Yeah, we were talking about random stuff. It was funny. Anyways.
But yeah, that ending though, the main event. What even was that?
Exactly.
Like, not even just like the rope breaking, but that whole thing with like how Finn Balor's music playing while he was like flopping like a fish with the heartbeat and stuff. That whole thing, and then he just like hulked up and he freaking took out Roman, and then he goes for the coup de grace, and then the rope breaks and he falls and he gets speared and then he loses. That was just so fucking weird. I know WWE title match either. No, the WWE champion was relegated to a 6-man tag at the opening of the show. Not to mention the former WWE champion. So that was, I mean, it was a good match, but still, I think the best match of the night was probably the SmackDown Tag Team titles. You guys should have seen that match. It was so good.
I'd like to say I didn't get to watch the pay-per-view at all, but
You didn't even watch the rerun?
it didn't rerun until like 3 o'clock in the afternoon the next day.
True.
And I wasn't available at that time, but
I missed it, so I had to catch the 6 o'clock.
what?
6 a.m. I had to get that one taped.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I wasn't waiting until 6 a.m. But
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, that's what I had to do.
I feel like they kind of disrespected Big E by not putting him in a championship defense match.
Well, they did it the next. They had him 2 championship matches the next night on Raw. Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you. It should have been a title. It should have been a title match like Big E versus Lashley. And if it was going to be Extreme Rules anyway, why not have the cage match on that night instead of the next night on Raw?
There seems to be a lot of inconsistencies personally. I think the 2 people running Raw and SmackDown need to get on the same page about some of this stuff.
And NXT now too, apparently.
They run NXT as well?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Damn.
Bruce Pritchard's running NXT, yeah. I think the most extreme thing about Extreme Rules was the language. Honestly, because I know you didn't see it, Trouble, but like, okay, so like at one part in the backstage segment, Bobby Lashley actually called Big E a chicken shit. Like, not the actual bleep. He actually said it. Like, they didn't bleep it at all. And then later, just after that, it was the U.S. title match, the Triple Threat, which was also a good match. And like in the middle of it, Sheamus is on the floor and Priest kicks him, and you can hear. I had to go back a couple times just to make sure, but it sure as hell sounded like when Priest kicked Sheamus, he was like, "Fuck."
That's what they usually say.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, wow, did they actually just... Isn't this thing supposed to be like on a time delay or something?
No, man, it was extreme.
Yeah, but like, still, I think that was the most extreme thing about that night was the language.
I noticed that a couple times on Monday Night Raw here and there, they do get away with the shit bomb.
Yeah, they do. I'm fine with it, obviously, but I'm just curious as to why they decided to start doing that now. Like, isn't it supposed to be PG, you know?
Maybe they want to transition away, I'm not sure. It's like John Cena's not there anymore. He played a huge role in that PG era.
And like even Roman Reigns, like this was a while back, obviously, but when he was talking about John Cena being the missionary position, I'm like, wow, I had never thought I'd hear that on a WWE program.
A lot of things shock you this year, baby.
No kidding. Some more recent than others.
But yeah, so that's honestly, I guess that's pretty much sums up Extreme Rules. Like,
more or less, I don't think there wasn't really any title changes. I don't think. Is there anything like Alexa Bliss? Apparently, she looked like she was foaming at the mouth.
Yeah, I saw that.
It failed.
Yeah.
It failed miserably. So it looked like I don't know.
Well, no, because like they ripped the doll apart, right?
Yeah.
Maybe she's getting a gimmick change. Who knows?
That's what I heard.
yeah, I was just gonna say, trouble, sad moment of the night. What the fuck? Alexa, I love you.
I just realized Brady hasn't said a thing all night. So he's even still back there?
Yeah.
Fall out?
Untrue.
He did say hi.
Yeah, I know, but still. Anything you want to talk about there? It's your last one, man.
Oh yeah, this is
Leave an
Brady's
impact.
last one until December.
Leave an impact.
His birthday is October 13th. Let's say that. Well, we actually we have stuff to plug. So Wednesday we went to the the Blue Jays versus the Yankees. Great game. They actually ended up winning, which was really good. Yes, so we did a video. It's on our channel. So you know where it is. So the links or whatever. What else? So this was the first game that we went to where you had to show your vaccine passport or whatever they're calling it. So I got there at 7:30, a little bit late. The lineup looked pretty bad. It actually wasn't that bad. I actually got in pretty fast. So, it is what it is.
That's good.
And apparently the Jays are still a game out of the wild card. Kind of real
Follow
close.
baseball.
I don't, but it's on CB24 all the time. Kind of real freaking close.
Yeah. What else do we want to talk about?
I don't think I have. Well, I do want to say, go watch my Halloween Haunt video, guys. This is the first time since I started doing it that it's had this few views. This almost like a weekend almost. It hasn't even got 100 views yet, and I am shocked because y'all can go back and look. I got tens of thousands of hits on most of the other ones, but for some reason this one's not doing very well.
Yeah, so go watch those. I also did a review, which was really good. The prices this year as well, sorry, I don't want to spoil much. The food prices and the water prices are ridiculous this year. What else are they going to talk about? Oh yeah, next Friday, ride along. We're going to Bman Scream Park.
Yeah, we're gonna maybe bring a vlog.
He's never done it. I'm doing a review. Obviously, I've done it before, but apparently there's some new themed areas, so that's be fun.
I want to do Fear Farm, but I don't think that's.
We do want to do Fear Farm. We're hopefully going to do that. Hopefully we do 2 more this year. Well, I will be. I'm doing Haunt Manor, and I'm doing that and I don't know, in a couple of weeks I'll be doing Haunt Manor on a Saturday, I think. We'll see what's going on with that. I was supposed to do Fear Farm this weekend, but...
And again, I'm probably going to bring a Screamers vlog.
Yeah, I'm thinking about doing that next year. I don't know. We'll see. There's just a lot going on, I guess I'll just drive by because we're still talking. There's a lot coming up on the channel, Yeah.
Yeah, a lot to look forward to, so stay tuned.
Do you want to plug your... Oh, wait, you already plugged your mixtape, right, Daniel?
Yeah, no, I plugged it. I got Trouble's Halloween Volume 3. The song has been done. Music video is going to be in the making. So look for that. The expectancy date is obviously Halloween. That's the only thing I can guarantee right now. In the studio working on some more shit for y'all.
Yeah.
On that grind.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, speaking of studio, but I don't want to spoil it. Last Saturday, Troublemaker and I, and yeah, that went to a bar. We went to a bar, but before that, we tried to get into 2 bars, and we wanted to sit on the patio. You do not require a vaccine passport to sit on the patio, but these 2 bars said that you had to. So then we just ended up leaving, and then we went to a great bar. It's called the Ports Light at Bloor and Ossington. They had the weirdest drinks, but they were good.
You gotta try that zombie drink, guys. It hits. These guys kept telling me I barely touched my drink. I finished it.
After we pressured you.
I don't give it a prayer pressure. I don't know what you're talking about. Just float around.
Do we want to play a game or no?
I think we've run long enough.
You guys don't want to play a game? Why? I want to play a game.
I want to play a game.
Yeah.
I am the game.
Yeah. What do you think?
I lost the game.
Do you want to play a game, Daniel, or no?
Yeah, let's run it.
Let's do it. Okay, so 2. Oh fuck, it's 2 on 2. What game, Daniel?
Want to do name game?
Well, don't forget, I got work tomorrow.
Oh, true. Okay. We can do it quickly, though.
Yeah, with a 10-minute time limit. I was gonna say, like,
Yeah.
want to do a name game and let the theme be haunted houses. So it can be anything from the name of a haunted house to, like...
A maze.
Yeah, like, to a maze, to even, like, being in the parking lot.
Yeah.
You know, but the way I would like to do it is, like, the next word we say has to be from the last letter of the last answer.
Well, hold on. I don't think Brady knows much about haunted houses.
Yeah, that's true. Not really fair.
Oh, true.
What about... Have we done anything about the X yet? Stuff
think
with
we
the
did.
X there.
Oh, actually, you know what? How about it being theme park? Just theme parks in general.
Because we've already done that, remember?
Yeah, but not on this angle where it has to be the last letter of the...
Yeah, but that
Isn't that
like, that's not a
convoluted?
bad idea, but it just... No, I don't know about that. It's just really restrictive, I think. That's what I'm thinking. Because, like, if it has to be the last letter of the last thing somebody said, that's going to be kind of hard.
Yeah, but give it a shot.
Okay,
So,
but how would
hold
that
on.
even work?
So, like, let's do an example. Let's say I say Ferris wheel. The next person has to pick a word starting with the letter F as well.
L.
Oh, with the last letter. Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I will go first.
Cool.
I guess I'll just pick anything. Roller coaster. So R. R.
See, already that kind of restricts it.
Just doing the circle, relax.
Like, I don't think there's no single breath. It's just an R.
Ring toss.
Brady.
Oh, we're going this way.
Yeah. S is the letter.
Slide.
Bman. E.
Yeah, no kidding. I don't know if I can...
You have to say. You have to say it.
I don't know if I can think of anything that starts with E.
How about we do like one skip and then the game's over?
Okay.
Like you can skip once and then your next one and you're done. Just to make it go by a little bit quicker.
I'm down for that.
Because they're gonna run out eventually.
See, I already got nothing. E, like what the fuck starts with E?
I know one.
I know one too.
I thought of one. Remember, it can be anything in the amusement park.
It can be an amusement park.
That's it.
I got skip. I got nothing.
So then I guess I have to pick something that starts with E now.
Yeah.
Elephant.
Elephant. What?
Elephants are at the circus or at the amusement park. Yeah.
The circus, but not an amusement
I
park.
don't think
Where the fuck do you go to see elephants at amusement parks?
Well, it's amusing to see elephants.
Yes.
But it's not at an
I don't think
amusement
it
park.
counts.
Yeah, I don't think that would count.
Whatever. The elephant ride.
Elephant ride.
Because you can do that at the
I'm
zoo.
sure that's right.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so it's still E regardless.
Exactly.
I was base energy.
What?
Yeah, people like energy. You need energy in order to make electricity and shit.
But one starts with a Y.
Exactly. See, this is what I'm talking about.
Oh, I got one right off the bat.
Oh, was I supposed to wait for that to turn green? Oh, I'm sorry.
So why, huh? Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna have anything for this one either.
You can't be serious.
That way you just try to stay in the red light.
How do you not know?
I think B-Scat has the same answer.
Wait, hold on. You said one pass, right?
You get
Yeah.
to pass, but like your
But
next pass,
but he
then
passed
you're
last
done.
time, so how come he's going
No,
again?
no, I mean like you get one pass, and then if
Oh.
you pass again, then you're
Okay.
out.
Are you gonna pass me now?
Give me a second.
You know why he's a hard one.
It's not really.
I don't know, your mom?
No. Anyways, it's my turn. No.
That's amusing.
They are, and you ride them.
This guy gets it.
Some people go with their mothers.
No, so let's do a real one. Yukon Striker.
That was the one I was thinking too.
How did you not know that, B-Man?
You know, an R.
Because I didn't even want to play this in the first place.
Oh. So you did, it's just you didn't want to say it.
No, because I wasn't thinking about it because I didn't
Anyways,
really want to play.
Go ahead, Daniel.
All right.
Striker, so R, yeah. So we're doing R again then. Okay. Hi everybody, the camera fell.
Even the camera
Did it stop
doesn't wanna-
filming?
No. Yeah, I
The
knew
camera's
that was
like,
going to
I think I've
happen.
had enough.
I had a feeling that was going to happen. Sorry, guys.
Honestly, I think this would be last round. After.
Ride Warrior.
Another R. Ring toss is already set. How about rides?
That was literally what I was thinking. Yeah.
Man.
Now, he's out.
Yeah.
Right, he's out. Oh, so
S.
S. Scrambler.
R.
Back to R again. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about.
This is the last round, by the way. So after Brady, I guess we're just gonna go winner. I guess. Yeah. Why couldn't we have just done things at the X?
Because that would be even more restrictive.
But at least we all know the exhibition.
Yeah, but if we had to do the way it was done with the last letter
I
starting
just
with-
meant the normal way of basically saying like the food
Rocket
building.
ship.
Pony ride.
Nice.
And we're back to E again, see? Oh, I guess that wraps this up then, huh?
Yeah. Now who won that?
I don't fucking care.
Anyways, guys, I guess we're gonna wrap it here. See you next week when we go to Biggerman's.
See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya.